Hello everybody, this is North Georgia Peach again, coming at you with another video today. I wanted to do a video response to Billy Biggin 64 on Stupid Is as Stupid Does, about childhood stories that was really dumb when you look back on them, but now as you look back on them, they're hilariously funny. Well, my hair may be brown, black, whatever, but I think I have blonde roots. My grandparents owned a dairy farm in the great old place of Hell's Holler. And I don't know if some of you will know what this is, but I was young when my grandparents got it anyway. I don't know how soon they got it after it came out, but when they got it, I loved it. It was hilarious, but it was torture, really. You know the milkers, the automatic milkers that you let me try that again. That you stick to the cow to milk the cow, and it automatically milks them. The suction things, and you have to be really careful or you will hurt your cows, and you know that you can't have any cows that have any lesions or anything on them to milk them. Well, my grandmother, and they used to call me Fidget. The reason they called me Fidget was because they said, hold on, sorry. So I go in there and I'm watching to make sure Granny or Papa don't come in there, and I was like, go under the cows and I'd yank those suckers off and I'd put them back on and watch them just vacuum back up there, and the cows would go to bellering and I'd run to the cows, and I thought, oh no. Papa'd come in there and he'd say, Fidget, you been bothering them cows? You been bothering them milkers? No, Papa, I hadn't. I hadn't. I've been over here with the calves. Come over here and look. I'm sitting here in the stall with them. Look, Papa. So they'd go back out, and go back to doing what they're doing outside the barn, and I'd run back over there to the milking cows, and I don't know why, I picked the same cow. I think it was because it was closest to the calf stalls. I don't know. But that poor old cow caught hell from me, just pure hell. So I'd yank those suckers off again, and then I'd watch them real slow, vacuum back up on there, and that cow would go to bellering and a pitching a fit and raising Cain. And anyway, I finally done it so many times that I made her bleed. I cut her because it pinched her. Anyway, I don't know exactly how. I was little, but anyway, so Papa come in there and he says, Fidget, you come here, and you come here now. Do you know what you've just done? Because all their milk goes together. So if you have a lesion on one cow, you run all the milk that you've gathered. And he'll say, Fidget, go tell your granny what you did while I go and doctor up this cow. I was like, oh no. So I'm going in the house and I'm thinking, oh, what am I going to tell Granny? Because my granny was like me. She's 5 foot nut and full of fire. And so I go in the house and Granny goes, Fidget, what you coming in for? I thought you was going to help Papa with the cows. And I said, he said something about them vacuums making a place on one of them heifers, Granny. So I just come inside because Papa was upset. So a few minutes later, here come Papa in the house. He's romping and a stomping and a pitching a fit, and Granny's pitching a fit because he's wearing his barn house or shoes in the house. And Papa said, Granny, do you know what Fidget did? And Granny says, well, she said she was coming inside because one of the milkers cut one of the cows. And he said, did she tell you how that milker cut the cow? And he said, Granny says, no. And he says, well, you just ask Fidget how that milker cut that heifer. And I said, looked at Granny. And my Granny had these big old cold, stone cold black eyes. And she scared the fire out of me when she got mad. So I'm thinking, oh, Lord. And I'm in the living room, and I have nowhere to go. Because I just lived in like a little bitty farmhouse. It wasn't very big. Anyway, so Granny goes, Fidget, what did you do to my heifer? And I says, well, Granny, I was watching the milker, and I said, it kept sliding off, Granny. And knowing it's a vacuum and it ain't going to slide off. And I said, I kept going and putting it on because I didn't want to disturb Papa because he was feeding the other animals. And Papa said, Fidget, you know that's a lie. You just go in there in the room and you don't get in my sight the rest of the day. And I started crying. Because I'd ruined their milk for the day, and that was their income. They had a dairy farm. So I started crying. Well, if I started crying, Papa give in. Granny was a little bit more stern than Papa, but she'd give in too. So I'm sitting there and all upset. Papa, Granny, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I promise I won't do it again. Knowing in the back of my head that next time I get a chance, I'm going to. So they come over there. Oh, it's okay. Come on, let's go get a shower and change, and we'll go to town. Then I got a toy. And then, incident number 2. Same dairy farm, Granny and Papa. We were out. He had hay fields that he would cut, and we were out gathering the bales of hay. You know, they have the baler, and he always had the little square bale. I mean, you know, the square bales. He didn't have the big round ones. So Papa goes, and I was probably 7 or 8, but keep in mind, I was short, very, very short. And it was about to get dark, and Papa wanted to finish getting the hay out of the field because it was supposed to rain, and he didn't want it to ruin. So he goes, Fidget, and he had this big old tractor. I'm telling you, it looked like it's 10 stories high. I mean, I'm sure it wouldn't now, but when I was little, it looked like it was 10 stories high. He says, Fidget, he said, I want you to go up there. He said, I'm going to put this in first gear. And he said, I'm going to stand back here and throw this hay on this trailer. And he said, you just steer it straight. And he says, just watch what you're doing. He said, and here's the brake. And if you mash the brake and you don't get the clutch in at the same time, he said, it'll be okay because it'll just die. I thought, okay, I can handle that. Oh, good. And it's the kind that had the throttle on by the steering column. So I'm thinking, I'm a big girl now. I'm driving the tractor around the farm. So they had this big pond. I mean, it was huge. Of course, you know, it may not look that big now, but it was really big. And so anyway, Papa's throwing all the hay on there, and I'm looking back at him, and I'm driving, not watching a bit more where I'm going than a man in the moon. And I hear Papa hollering, Fidget, Fidget, brake, Fidget, Fidget. And I'm like, oh no, what is he saying? I can't understand him. Does he want me to go? And he's like, and he's doing this, and I'm thinking he's telling me to go, but he's telling me to stop. So I hit the throttle and ran the tractor, hay, and all in the lake. Yep, that was bad because they sold the hay too. Remind you. So here goes Papa into the lake to get the tractor, and so he was very upset. And, oh, he was so mad. But it didn't last but a minute because I got all upset again. And we went to town and got another toy. So, that was 2 of my Stupid Is as Stupid Does stories. So, I hope you guys enjoyed them. And, until next time, North Georgia Peach out. And remember, be good, be happy, and love yourself. Bye.